It's the Takeover. It's the Takeover right here on CBJ Radio. We're always bringing you the coolest artists on Wednesday night, and tonight's no different. Long Island Rockers, Ronin. You might remember them from their self-titled debut album, along with the awesome single Temptress. Well, they're back with a brand new full-length album, Valak, the Defiler, along with the lead single, Saturn's Portal, and we're excited. We have Jack, the guitarist, and Bojack, the bassist from Ronin, on the show. First, guys, thanks so much for coming on.
Oh, yeah, thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us. Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Well, you guys just played, what was this Long Island Music Fest? This Munoz stock? What was this?
It was a festival ran by this punk band called the Muckrakers, and they basically just host an all-day event at this mini golf field with a bunch of bands. It was a great time. It was very hot. I'm pretty sure Jack and I were like sweating a few pounds off, right, buddy?
Yeah. It was actually really cool because you could go and mini golf while you're there. It was right there on the mini golf course. So you could take a break, go mini golf, come back, mingle with the bands. There were two different stages, which is kind of crazy. You wouldn't expect two different stages going at a mini golf place, but there were two different stages going, and they were alternating. There was a lot going on.
Well, there must be a hell of a music scene in Long Island if you guys are playing at 4:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah, there definitely is. With a lot of the bands that came on, they brought a lot of their fans. They brought a lot of, their people and their friends. And it's a pretty big community of local bands that kind of get together. And every year, Kyler always gets a handful of people that he likes, a handful of people that are growing artists or people that are doing new releases. And they kind of pushes everybody together to kind of, see about doing legs and stuff like that. I think, even a few of them even approached Jack at some point. I'm not too sure.
Well, yeah, it was actually really cool too, because it wasn't there wasn't just music artists there too. They actually had a booth where there was a painter painting to whatever music was playing, and he would put the art on sale with the band that inspired the work.
That's cool.
Afterwards.
Huh. Well, that's interesting. Was there a Ronin piece done?
I think so.
Yeah, I think there was. I didn't get to see it though.
It looked really cool from what I saw. It was a pretty. I think I left by like 11, 12 whenever the Muckrakers finished. But it was pretty cool. It was like this fiery red thing. I don't really remember if anyone bought it or not. I should have bought it honestly, but
exactly.
There was a piece done. There was a piece done for this other band called Crisis Crayon that I remember, and it was literally just a bunch of crayons with like trumpets and stuff.
Interesting. Well, have you both? I interviewed Chris when the self-titled came out. Were you both have you guys both been in the band the whole time?
No.
So Bojack came on after our first album. Our bassist moved to Texas, and so we were forced to look another way. And we lucked out hard when we found Bo. He walked in with all of our songs already memorized, and he killed it on the first day. And after the first audition, we were like, "Yeah, this is the guy. This is we were like, let's not tell him that right away because we don't want him to get a big head." But we were like, "Yeah, this is the guy."
Yeah. I had literally just moved back from Florida, and I had my 5-string bass, and I was like, well, you know what? I need something to do. So I went on Facebook. Found Chris. He put up a post saying his band was looking for a bassist, and I was like, "Well, I have my bass, so let's do it up." And with that interaction, he told me what the band was. I had already listened to the album. I really liked it, so I asked him for some sheet music, learned it, memorized it, and just walked in. And they abducted me basically because they didn't even ask if I wanted to be a part of the band. They're just like, "You're in. That's it.
You're in. We're never letting you go." Sorry. You're stuck here. Are you the youngest then, Bojack?
Yes, I am. So I am about 10 years younger than the rest of the guys.
It's nice. It brings a nice energy to the show because when the old guys are starting to conk out after halfway, he's still rocking out.
Bo's still going strong. Yeah, because I think Chris and I are about the same age. But yeah. I saw where you were born. I was like, Jesus. He's making me feel old, but that's good. What is it because of the new pieces? I mean, I know the first one was kind of in the can for a while, and then you signed with Pavement, all that jazz. I mean, because you guys wasted no time to get back in the studio and record a new album.
Well, you know what the problem was? The first album, we weren't really able to live it up on that album because we launched it and then COVID came. So we couldn't perform, we couldn't tour, we couldn't do anything. Yeah, and then it's like, now what are we gonna do? Tour with a 3-year-old album? And then we had another 8 songs that we'd been toying with for a while. Actually, 2 of them were ones from the first album that we didn't get to record. So that's Valhalla and Wonder, I believe. And so we had the songs and we were like, you know what? Let's go back in. Let's do it. And you know, we were able to do it a lot faster the second time around because of the experience of doing it the first time.
Yeah. Was there any different thought process, or was it just let's go do a new album?
I think it was a culmination of the growth that I had seen from them from when I started playing with them and from when we started getting into the studio, because it was a lot of like creative writing sessions, music theory, sessions to kind of just make sure we were all on the same page, compromising for the sound and stuff like that. And I think, working with Frank Materatona in the studio really helped push us to do that. And from what I've been told, from the guys, being in the band and being in the studio, in comparison, we were all able to be in the studio. During COVID, when they were doing the studio stuff, it was like one person at a time. We weren't able to actually get the full creative, input from everybody in the group. And I think that is what really helped us, push the album forward, because you have everybody sitting there. You have everybody, connecting as a band, everybody, making creative compromises. So a lot of things are moving along faster than, waiting, 2 or 3 days for an email to come back for a mix to be correct or not.
Yeah, and you can feel it when you're all sitting in the same
room.
Yeah,
absolutely. There's, I could not have imagined what it was like for Jack, Chris, and Moss to have been, recording and sending things back and forth. I got lucky because I was able to sit with them and, bond with them and stuff like that, which I think also really helped us, get tighter as a band.
Yeah. Well, and the 8 songs, I mean, these were the 8 songs you guys had. There was nothing else. This is it. You guys were steadfast on these 8 songs.
Yeah. We didn't have any leftovers this time. We knew what we wanted to do, and we went out and we just pounded it out.
Yeah. Go and check them out, ronin-band.com. It's ronin.rockband if you go check them out on Instagram, Facebook. Saturn's Portal, the single and video, is out now. Well, it's Valak the Defiler. How do you guys pronounce it?
Valak the Defiler.
Valak the Defiler. Okay.
Yeah, it's actually that song, which wound up becoming the title of the album, was written by Chris, and it was inspired by. Do you remember the movie that it was inspired by, Bo?
Oh yeah, The Conjuring, one of my favorite horror movies of all time. Wow. Valak, it was like the nun character, one of like the main demons from like the second movie on, and he got into reading about the lore behind it, and we adapted it into something a little more akin to our sound and the whole like samurai aesthetic and stuff like that. So we turned him into like a little Oni looking guy. So if you buy the CD and you pop open one of those things, you actually get to see what he would look like as like a samurai demon or something.
Oh, cool! When you open up the CD case.
Yeah, so it's in a jewel case. So once you open it up, you'll get to see the CD art, which is done. You'll get to see his eyes, and then if you open the actual pamphlet, which has the album art, and you open it up, you'll actually get to see not just the lyrics. Flip it over on the other side. You actually get an extra scene of our mascot fighting Valak, or our depiction of Valak.
Huh. Cool. A reason to actually buy a physical CD.
Yeah, it's really old school nowadays.
It is, but I'm a stickler for good art, and the guy that we worked with was really awesome about it, and I was really happy with how it came out. I think everybody was at the end of the day.
Well, what the fuck with Chris? He went to Metallica. He had like backstage passes. Where were you guys? I mean, I would have been like,
so I went.
Oh, okay.
So I went, but I had Cease in the 200s, and I was with my coworker, and I went both nights. So I saw everything. I got my merch. But Chris went all out. He's a very big Metallica fan. he absolutely loves them. And he got to go backstage. If you look at his Instagram post, he's playing Saturn's Portal on Hetfield's guitar and stuff like that. So him doing that, that's just like a passion and an appreciation for that artist. And I'm sure him himself could even say that. Jack, you want anything to add on that? You've known him longer than I have.
Oh yeah, no, he follows Metallica like he's making a pilgrimage. He goes everywhere he possibly can to see them. Like, and if they're going to be in Toronto one night and then like Ottawa the next night, he's going to both of those shows in both of those cities. And yeah, like he's a diehard fan. Me, I just like to play, man. Like I don't even want to go to a show if I'm not going to be on stage.
Wow. Well, I'm a huge Metallica fan. I went to Phoenix over Labor Day, and fucking Hetfield had COVID, and they postponed the second show. So that was not good. But yeah, I'm a big Metallica fan. We're old guys, Chris and I. So we're old Metallica fans. But speaking of playing guitar, Jack, holy shit! This album. I mean, you're just shredding on this album.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah. I'm still not quite where I want to be, but I admit that I've come a long way from the first album. I mean, that's obvious. I'd only been playing guitar seriously for about 18 months on the first album. So now we have the benefit of almost 5 years on it. And a lot. To be fair, though, I will say this. Bojack wrote the main riff for both Hatred's Mate and Beyond the Pale. So.
Oh, wow. So you play a little guitar then, Bo?
So I do play guitar. I'm actually a guitarist. I've been playing since I was 12 or something like that. I'm 24 now, so that's like 12 years of just playing. Bass was something that I picked up just like kind of playing in like community churches and stuff like that. And I just like playing. Music has always been a passion, and so I've just picked up a few instruments here and there. I remember the day that I showed Jack the Pale riff, we were just riffing on it, and it was, I think, like a few days before the studio, and I was like, "Hey, Jack, you're gonna hate me, but hand me your PRS."
No. Let me do this one, okay? I was in the middle of working. I was in the middle of working a riff that I was doing, and I had a solid idea for this riff, and then Bojack comes up to me. He's like, "Jack, try this," and I'm like, I give him this look, like, "Bo, you try and take my guitar right now. I'm gonna lay a beating on you." And then I'm like, finally I relent and I give him my guitar and he like plays this lick and I'm just like, all right, that's the one. Sorry, it's all you. Okay.
Wow. Well,
but credits due where it's due, because I can't play lead like Jack at all, and he absolutely nailed it on the head with like the direction that I set him on.
Yeah. Well, hey, teamwork. It pays off.
Absolutely.
And an open-mindedness. You, especially when you're in a band with 3 or 4 other guys, you have to be willing to hear another way of doing things, because it could wind up being the hit single of the album.
Well, exactly, and you never know. You got to have an open mind for sure. Well, we were talking wrestling before this. Is Chris the wrestling fan? Because you guys have the Ronin World Order T-shirts on the store.
Oh, Chris and Moss are both diehard WWE fans. I am myself. Actually, when we were growing up, we used to have a backyard wrestling league. We actually built a ring in Chris's backyard. I don't know how his parents allowed this. We were like high school age. I mean, like to the point where we actually cemented posts into the ground so that we could jump off the turnbuckles.
Wow!
Like we were into it, and we actually, I think somewhere we have some CDs that have recordings of that we took of it that we want to pull out and use for a music video one day. We were in it.
Are you guys from New York, or where'd you grow up?
Yeah, Long Island, New York, Suffolk County.
Okay. I think everybody.
In the middle.
Yeah, I think everybody except for me. I was actually from Jersey before I moved out here.
Me, Chris, Moss, and the original bassist, Andrew Vitale, we all went to high school together. So we were all right there in the same area.
Wow, that's sweet. Me and my brother would have killed each other if we had a ring in the backyard. We destroyed
there were a few times where we were worried.
Yeah, wow. Go check them out, ronin-band.com. It's ronin.rockband on Instagram and Facebook. Saturn's Portal, go check out their latest single out on YouTube and everywhere you can stream music. Do you have to have a beard to be in this band?
No, not at all. I started this band with no beard. I was babyface. I had acne all over the
Bojack's
place.
facial hair. We have cultivated it. We are determined to make him into the hairiest motherfucker in the world.
It's the amount of testosterone in the band allowed my beard to grow.
We want ZZ Top without the cholesterol.
There you go.
Well, see, you do have to have a beard, or you just grow a beard, no matter what. Even if you're in the band,
just grow a beard.
It just happens.
You just wind up spending so much time playing guitar that you forgot to shave. It's
yeah, you're playing your instrument so much you don't have time to shave. My brother is a huge Accept fan. We've never seen him live. You guys opened for him. How was that, Jack?
They are a phenomenally talented band. They're nice enough guys. I didn't really get a chance to talk with them because both times, they're closing out.
Yeah.
So we're getting ready for our set right when they're we're getting off ours right when they're getting on, and it was just like really such an experience, especially when we played with them in Poughkeepsie. Because what was the name of the place there, Bo?
Oh, the Chance Theater, one of my favorite shows ever. Oh,
it was this historic burlesque club, and it was just this beautiful building. And I thought Accept was gonna bring down the freaking roof on that.
Yeah. They're amazing. They just never come out here. We're too far west, or we're too far in the middle of fucking nowhere. Saturn's Portal. Where'd you get the opening riff?
I think we were just riffing on it, and Chris had the idea already. Jack might have to correct me on this because
that's Chris. That's Chris.
Yeah. That was all Chris. He did the opening riff. I think we just added that extra layer right after that chord progression going down. But yeah, that was all Chris, and then the song just kind of came together as we played and played.
Nice. What the music video? I imagine we're in front of a green screen.
No, actually, that was a white wall that was sort of like curved at the corner, so that it didn't really look like a flat wall. And then we were on this little stage area, and it was all done with lights and smoke and a camera that the guy was on like a Segway as he was doing all the camera work.
Huh.
Yeah, it was really awesome because the lighting that we used, Tom Flynn, amazing director, amazing person to work with. I've been a fan of his for a while. I followed his work. He worked with bands like Covet. He worked with Lamb of God. Crazy portfolio. When we told him the idea that we had, like, hey, we want this type of lighting, we want this, he actually recommended us Threshold, and he got the lighting down to a T. No green screen required. Obviously, there was some stuff put in afterwards, like the film grain and like the portal effect when we're playing. Yeah, but no green screen at all. That was just all lighting work.
Did we hire ninjas
Pure
or
Ronin?
Pure Ronin. Do we hire ninjas, or who's playing the ninjas?
Oh, that was Bo. That was Bo. Bo was in the main costume, and then all the other three of us were the silhouettes that he was defeating.
Yeah, so I got to dress up in full like Ronin samurai gear. I still have the costume in my office. I kept the entire thing. I have the sword out. The mask is actually sitting in my car just in case I go to one of these Halloween events that my friends are playing just to kind of like bring it out for funsies. But it was a fun experience. We used fake swords and stuff, obviously, because we didn't want to hurt anybody. I think one of the challenging parts was actually doing the fight scenes and staying slow, because if we went too fast, the sword would start like wavering in like a weird angle, and it would just not look good at all.
Yeah, no, it looks great. So you made it work, that's for sure. I talked to Chris about this. Ronin, the name. It's an awesome name, but it's a pain in the ass for social media. What do you guys think?
Yeah, you go first, Bo.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, we're already handing it off to each other. Okay. I like the name. I think it's a good name. Not many. There are a few bands that do use it, and there are a few artists that do use it, and that's why it causes a conflict. But I think with the type of aesthetic that we're building, obviously, very samurai oriented and very hard rock, thrash oriented, it makes us unique in our particular sound and our particular genre. We are the rock band Ronin. We play these shows, and when we tell everybody, hey, we are Ronin the rock band, or, Ronin rock band, I think, once you specify that, it makes it easier. I personally love it because I'm a history buff, and I got to actually play, with like the story behind, Valak and the album and stuff like that, courtesy of everybody else just letting me rock. So I think it's great for what it's worth. It is a pain in the ass, but I love the name. I would not ask for anything else.
Yeah, we really, especially when we got signed by Pavement, we were considering maybe turning it to like the Ronin and something like that. And we talked to Pavement about it, and they actually said that they thought it was fine the way it was. And I mean, in the end, a Ronin is a samurai that doesn't have a master, and we are a bunch of rockers who don't really conform to one single area of rock. We try and touch on a lot. Like if you listen to this album, we got some songs that kind of sound a little bit more Metallica driven. We got some song. I mean, that's impossible to avoid because Chris is just so influenced by them. Yeah. And I mean, we got a few poppier ones in there, and then we got like a Leonard Skinner style ballad. We've got a lot of different things going on in there, and I think the name Ronin really describes us well in that.
Yeah, no, it's a great name, and it's a perfect band name for a heavy metal band. But when I found like an Indonesian band that's Ronin, or I mean, it's just like what Jesus Christ.
Thankfully, they're retired though, so who cares about it?
Yeah, they've been done since the 70s. I did my research on it and everything. I had a few friends like, hey, what's up with this Indonesian band? And why is Chris on the Google page? And I was like, well, they're not playing anymore. So if anything, anybody that searches them up is actually coming towards us, because our link was on their bio for the longest time until we got our own like Google page.
Unreal.
About that.
Well, Jack, you mentioned Pavement. Pavement's on fire. It's a great company to be with right now. Great group to be with. What's happening? You got the 2 dates in November with Late Night Trouble. Are we going to hook up with somebody from Pavement? What's coming up? You don't have to let it out of the bag, but what's happening?
We've got some things in the brewing in the works. We've got a year-long campaign with them, so you're going to be seeing a lot of Ronin for the next year. And we've got some really nice show offers that we are just trying to schedule out at the moment. We're just trying to see if we can make them work. But we've got some. Both could probably bullshit a little bit more on it. I'm not the email guy.
Well, in regards to the shows and stuff like that, we are scheduling some stuff that we're trying to get done for the winter and for the new year. But our biggest focus right now is trying to get summer. A lot of our free time as a unit happens to be in the summer, and summer also is like probably when a lot of people go out and do a lot of the music festivals and stuff like that. So as we move forward with this radio campaign and with the support from Pavement, we're currently looking at scheduling things for the summer. So all of you people out there that love summer shows, that love the heat, that love going out and stuff like that, get ready, because it will be a Ronin summer.
Nice. A Ronin summer. Go check them out. Ronin-band.com, Ronin.rockband on Instagram and Facebook. Valak the Defiler is out now, and it's fucking badass. So go and check it out. Here is the first single. I imagine we got another single coming.
Potentially. Yeah. We won't tell you which one it is.
Three more.
You have to guess, or you can beg if you don't, think that the one that we decided or that Pavement decided is the right one.
Yeah, you can bitch at them there on social media. If you can find them, go find them. Ronin Rock Band. They're awesome. Saturn's Portal, here it is. Jack, Bojack, thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks so much.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us.
It's Ronin. It's a takeover. CBJRadio.com.